Alrighty, mic check, 1, 2, mic check. Alright, I think I got my audio fixed. There we go. Howdy, y'all. Sorry, Windows did this update thing the other day, and I haven't streamed, as you've probably noticed. How y'all doing? Having a good start to your weekend. It's Jump King Day. I'm excited. I'm ready to get in here. I'm ready to finally give this a shot. I have no idea what to expect. You know, I've seen so many VTubers and whatnot play this, but I've never actually played it myself. So this was one of the big things that I bought for the winter sale. And yeah, I think we're gonna have some fun with it. It's been a long time since I played like a traditional platformer like this, so I really don't know how it's gonna go. You know, all we can really do is just hop in here and see. Am I go well? Am I not? Ultimately, I mean, you know, I was trying to debate between a couple of different things to play, right? Legend has it there is a smoking hot babe at the top. Here we are. We have arrived. The quest begins. Have you heard the legend too? Okay, so it's gonna take me a little bit to kind of get used to this, but I think we'll get there. Um, but yeah, it's been a long time since I played any kind of like traditional platforming game or anything like that. You know, it's one of those games that you know you see it all the time on streams and whatnot. You're like, oh, I can do that, and then you actually get in here and it's probably like absolutely bonkers, right? So all we can do is give it a shot and see how it goes. You know, it's definitely touchier than I expected. So we'll just have to try it here. Okay, okay. All right, so we're finally getting there. But yeah, I was trying to debate between this, maybe doing a little bit more with Final Fantasy VI, you know, finishing that up. But I really just wanted something chill tonight. I'll be honest, y'all. I am wiped the fuck out. Like it's rough, man. Um, I started a new job this week. It's still retail, and it's not bad. It's better than you know my last couple of attempts, I guess. You know this place actually pays attention when I say, "Hey, don't give me that many hours," and that's kind of nice. But yeah, just getting back into it, and you know, it can be very difficult. Uh, Okay, so I need to hold it a little bit longer there. It can be difficult to like jump into a job that's just kind of like there, right? Like it's just there to pay the bills, and that's really about it. Like, I just need enough to pay my phone bill and a little bit of my student loan. So like I don't want a whole lot of hours because I've got so many other things that I'm focusing on right now, right? But I do need the money. But that does make it kind of rough, right? Um, and yeah, it's just I gotta get out of retail, man. Like that's ultimately what it comes down to is I've got to get out of jobs that make me wear a name badge and try and find something a little more fulfilling. I guess you could say. So I think, the first thing I'm gonna do after a couple paychecks is finally start to invest in getting my rig done for a VTuber model, get that started. Just really invest in the channel as much as I can. But the end goal is to finally do well enough to get out of retail and get out of a town where the average age is like 60. I think that would be a decent start, I think. Okay, this one's gonna be tricky. I can't remember how I saw Callie doing it. But yeah, I mean, it wasn't too bad. It was just, standing at the register for 6 hours and checking out. It's easier than my last job, which is nice. Um, okay. So this one's tricky. Okay. Okay. There we go. Off to a rousing start, I would say. Um, but yeah, it's oh, wrong way. Okay. It's nice that on controller at least, it like auto jumps you when you reach the max, right? Say, I always thought that like Callie and all of them were like holding the button down and going from there, but that doesn't look like the case. So that's kind of nice. Okay. But yeah, it was okay. Standing around, training, that kind of thing. It's just kind of annoying that. Oh, ooh, there we go. Okay, I think I've got that one down. I think I can get that one figured out. But yeah, it's kind of rough for people our age around here. Most people my age actually have their shit together, I guess, so they don't have to deal with it as much. Thankfully, like my managers and everyone for this gig are they're actually younger than I am, which is nice for once because that's very 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 rare in this area, like extremely rare. But yeah, it's a thing where you know you get there to training and the person that's training you is thinks you don't know anything about anything because you just started on the job. It's like I just came from a retail job that's actually a lot more involved and pays a lot more than this one. So I think I can figure out how to work the register in a couple spider wraps, right? But no, you gotta let them go through their whole spiel about spider wraps and how to unlock them and that kind of thing. It's like I only did that for 5 years. It's okay. But yeah, it's I think a large part of it is the area that I'm in. I think if I was still in LA, it wouldn't be nearly be as much of an issue, but because I'm not, it's very much an issue. So the point of all of that being, I wanted a game that I could just kind of chill. I don't really have any pressure on getting any of this stuff done. We're just gonna chill. We're gonna talk. We're gonna have like a little Zatsu and just chat. You know, I was debating between this Final Fantasy VI and maybe doing a little bit more FF14, but I think Jump King it's just one of those games where it's like I can kind of halfway pay attention to it and still feel like I'm progressing a little bit somehow, some way. Here we go. Go ahead and do that there. Ooh, ooh, tough, tough. Okay, so that jump's gonna be the tricky one. I know it's gonna be one of those things where once I get the feel for it, I'll be able to get it every time. There we go. There we go. And we can do a long jump there. There. I want to know how to get the hat. Because everyone gets the hat. And I know that's like in the town in the Poison Village or something like that, right? So if any of you have played this before and know how to get the hat, let me know when I'm like getting close to it. Because I want my drip, man. If I'm gonna approach the babe, it is time this time I actually dress reasonable instead of whatever weird graphic tee that I've got going on for the stream that day, right? So yeah, but in terms of 14 stuff, we'll probably do a little bit more of that at some point. I hope you guys are having fun with Top and everything. I haven't been watching the world first race. You know, I've said my piece a billion times that I'm not a big fan of a lot of the big FF streamers. Really, Zepla's about the only one. So we'll see. Yeah, it's a little bit too much of the sweaty crowd from World of Warcraft that I just genuinely avoid nowadays. But you know, if you are in there and having a good time, I hope you're having fun with it and enjoying it. I've tried to keep up a little bit of like looking at clips and that kind of thing of the face transitions. It definitely looks kind of wild. At some point, I don't know if maybe it's shut up, old man. I don't know if I'm gonna end up starting like my own static or anything like that. Just something casual. But, you know, that's the other big thing with retail is that my hours are just kind of all over the place now. So it's hard to get back into rating, even if I wanted to for the next. There we go. No, okay. Even if I wanted to for the next round of raids, like it's gonna be Party Finder all over again. So who knows? I might start putting some Party Finders up on Crystal at some point, just for like casual tea, as much as you can be casual on tea. I really, really like the Omega weapons, so I would like to get that done at some point, but I have not even remotely approached P8S at this point. I haven't done anything in this new tier, so that's going to be a ways off. That might be next expansion or something like that. But I'm not opposed to learning it and trying to do it if we can get some people together. I'd really like to do that stuff and get back into the scene at some point. Give you guys a little bit more content for, you know, some red mage guides and that kind of thing. It's just until I can get the work situation figured out, it's going to be a little bit more difficult to get all of that done. So unfortunately, as long as I'm working retail, the rating is going to have to wait. Thankfully, they schedule like weekly or something like that, so I don't think it's going to affect the streams all that much. We should still have a way to kind of schedule around that. I'm going to be trying to stream pretty much at the same rate that I was, even if it's like only for an hour before my shift or something like that. I'd like to get in and say hello and make sure that we're keeping the content up to date. And obviously, if I do end up buying a VTuber rig, you know, I want to be able to put this money that I'm making into some investments and really work on the channel for you guys and make some good content. So, you know, it's not entirely a bad thing, I don't think. It's just, you know, it's time. Same as everything else, you got to have time to get all of this stuff done, right? How we doing this? Okay, not that way, that's for sure. Okay. I'm slowly getting the feel for it. I feel like I'm gripping my controller too hard. Like hurting my knuckles. There we go. Yeah, have you hopped into the new ult yet? Or are you just kind of chilling? Hopefully this next round of housing goes a little bit better. You know, we talked about that on the last stream, but it seemed like there were still quite a few that were open for this round of bidding, so we'll just have to wait and see how it goes. The the wards are getting pretty full, but it was not, even on Balmung, it was not every single house taken by now, which really surprised me. I genuinely thought we would only really get one round or so. And apparently, I was wrong on that last stream. The demos haven't even started yet. Okay, I keep over jumping that one. So that'll happen at some point in the middle of the month, if I remember right. So the the auto demos will probably shake things up even more. But yeah, we really had quite a few spots still open on Balmung, so you know, I don't know what the other servers are like in terms of your availability, but if Balmung has space open, then that's a good sign for everyone else. So, you know, best of luck if you put in a bid for this next round. I'm rooting for y'all. There we go. How we gonna do this? This looks like a full jump, right? Yeah. Okay, see, this is where it's gonna start getting kind of tricky, and I don't really remember or how exactly they did this. Okay, okay, there we go. So that's like definitely not a light jump, but it's not quite like a mid jump either, huh? Hmm. Okay. So this is Jump King. This is the reality. But yeah, I hope you guys have good luck on your bids. Thankfully, it looks like some tank drama has kind of taken taken over Final Fantasy Twitter. So the housing drama only lasted like a day. Kind of nice. I commented on Twitter, but as has always been the case, I hate the way so many MMO players treat the game and as a result other people as just spreadsheets of efficiency, right? I absolutely hate it. Like, oh no, you were taking 2 minutes longer to do this dungeon than you could have if you were multi-pooling or whatever the case might be. So as I said on Twitter, if you are at all interested in running things and you don't mind single pulling, I am more than happy to take my time with y'all. I've got nothing else going on in my life. By all means, single pull all you want. It's not going to hurt my feelings. I'm not going to yell at you. I feel like that's just it's unreasonable, man. Just because you think it might be, or one person thinks it might be inefficient to do single pulls, right? They're not playing the game for the other person. If they want a wall-to-wall pull, then you know what? They should load up their tank and go do it, right? That's uh that's how I feel about it. Okay. There we go, there we go. Almost, almost. Oh god. Okay, so I gotta be like right on the edge for that one, huh? There we go. Yeah, I think I'm getting the feel for like which jump types I'm gonna need for certain things. It's more the positioning at this point that I think is gonna hurt me more than anything else. So it's not quite like a short jump either. Here we go. So maybe if I start further back, I think that might be my problem on this one is I'm too close, right? Yeah. I don't mind going back and forth on as long as I'm not hey, there we go. We're starting to get there. I was a little closer that time. A a all right. We're doing it. We're gaming. We're gaming. Almost, almost. So as long as we can get away from Crazy Bog Man, another day in the bog, right? as as the song goes. But yeah, it's just it's ridiculous. And the thing is like that drama just it keeps coming up. Like every couple of months people complaining about tank single pulling. And like they do try and justify it as like, oh well, if they're at 90 and in their roulettes or something like that, then they should be doing this. And it's like you don't know when the last time that that person tanked was. Maybe they're coming back to the game after a while. You know, you can spend a long time as another class and end up forgetting how to tank. I know that's been my case, even though I'm very active on 14 and play it just about every day. That doesn't mean I've played every job every day. I guess I'm kind of scared of tanking at certain points, right? Because I haven't done it in a while. I've been red maging and saging for the past 3 months at this point, right? So yeah, it's just it annoys me that people see others as nothing more than a spreadsheet on an efficiency chart, right? That's it's the worst aspect of a lot of MMO players to me. So I try not to be that way. I try to be understanding as much as possible. You know, everyone kind of rolls their eyes at it, right? You know, I don't think it's possible not to after you've been playing for a long time, but that doesn't mean you have to like take it out on people on Twitter or whatever. Here we go. Okay, full jump, full jump. This one's like a mid jump. There we go. Full jump. Okay, so a little bit more juice on that one. There we go. Hey, this will be a full jump, I'm guessing. No. Okay, there we go. Oh god, and back down here. Perfect. Okay, there we go. It's all cascading at once. Okay. I can definitely see like how your muscle memory. Like everyone talks about the muscle memory you need for this, and I can definitely see that at this point. Can already feel it taking effect. This is this is how you become the jump king. Okay, needed a little bit more on that. Okay. Here we go. Alrighty. But yeah, I've got a lot of restrictions on how many hours that I can work. I basically tell them do not under any circumstances schedule me under over 20. Just enough to pay my bills, just enough to maybe build up a little bit of a nest egg and go from there, right? And then I can spend the rest of the time doing this. So, oh god. Oh god. Okay, here we are. All right, back to it. Here we go. So, the nice thing is we should be able to jump in and do some more streaming and that kind of thing, right? So we'll have some stuff to do. We'll hop back into 14 at some point and kind of discuss all of that. If people want to watch and want to hop in, make a watching learning party or something like that, like I'm more than happy to do that kind of thing. By all means, I'm still blind on a lot of stuff, but I mean, you guys watch my streams, I'll pick it up pretty fast. I don't mind watching guides or anything. That is the thing. I think if I end up doing another, like a casualty static just once or twice a week, I think I think the big thing that held us up with the last group was that it was blind, which was really a bad way to go about T. I can understand the fun of it. Like it was fun for the first, couple of weeks trying to do this blind, but you can't do the whole fight blind at this point, I don't think. It's fine when it's world first prog stuff, right? It's less fun when the raid's, a few years old at this point. You just wanted your weapon. It's not Savage. Ultimates are just way too much to try doing blind for your average group, right? And for your average team that you find in Party Finder. So I think that will help improve things a lot if we end up doing another static. Is just, doing away with the blind stuff. Let's just get in there. Let's watch some guides. Apparently, people can skip dolls now. They've become so efficient at it. So yeah, let's just get those weapons, man. Let's get it done. Let's get that title. Let's have some fun and call it a day. Move on to something else. We want blind. That's what Savage Prog is for. Savage Prog is a lot easier for your average group, right? Okay. See, my problem is, I wouldn't be opposed to learning it blind, but I'm not much of a teacher in terms of like figuring out the strategies because I'm not good enough when it comes to knowing all of the other jobs and all of the other classes. So, trying to figure out something like how the tanks are supposed to handle the two liquids, right, during Living Liquid. I would not be able to figure that stuff out. That would be basically entirely on the tanks. Now, once the strategy is figured out, if you want me to teach it, I could do it. That's not a problem. I can figure out the strategies when it comes to, DPS stuff, I guess. But, when trying to do it for the raid as a whole, I don't think I could do that. I'm much better taking information and taking strategies that have already been figured out and trying to explain it to a casual audience. I think that's always been kind of my thing. I guess that's kind of like what technical writing is. I haven't really done a whole lot of technical writing. Everyone tells me I should. I was just like, I've never done that before in my life. But yeah, taking information that's, just a lot of technical information, parsing through it, and being able to explain that in a way that your average person can understand. That's what I'm good at. So, if the strategies are out there, I don't mind teaching them. It's just a matter of figuring them out is the tricky part. Okay, a little bit too much on that. Here we go. Okay, almost, almost. All right, so we're getting there. Hey, there we go. That one, not enough. Okay, and I completely forgot what I was doing there. Here we go. Well, who knows? By the end of this stream, we might be out of the bog. It's not looking good. That's for sure. Okay, there you go. All right, I'm starting to see how people were saying this game's a lot harder than it looks. I'm definitely feeling it. Now tomorrow I do have an evening shift, so unfortunately I probably will not be able to stream much unless I do it like before my shift. So we'll probably have to stream on Sunday. I do have Sunday off, so yeah, that's good, I guess. Yeah, what else is new with you guys? I haven't really done a whole lot. I've been sitting around watching movies for the most part. I did mention on Twitter that I finally saw Megan. I've been on that horror kick light, right? And I've talked about it a billion times, but maybe I talked about this on my last stream. I can't remember. Who cares? Let's just hang out. But yeah, I saw Megan, and I was really hyped to see it after hearing so many people saying so many good things about it. And yeah, it was so much fun. I really enjoyed it. Like, I like horror movies where the villain is an actual villain, not like a creepy thing just popping up at the very, last 30 minutes of the movie. Not some, shadowy entity doing jump scares the entire time. Like, give me a villain that's, like, actually a character, and I eat that shit up, man. Like, I had so much fun with Megan. She's so extra. She's so extra. And I'm excited to see what they end up doing with the second one after how well this one did. I think I've probably even watched it a couple of times at this point. I am curious what the R-rated cut is going to look like. Supposedly it exists, and supposedly they're going to put it out after it's been out on Peacock for a little bit. They want to get the PG-13 crowd, so there's not a whole lot of like confusion or anything, right? Yeah, I highly, highly recommended it, and very, very fun movie. I kind of wish that I did see it in theaters with like a big crowd. It feels like one of those movies where you could have a lot of fun, laughing at it with some of the other audience members, right? Yeah, it's officially out on streaming and that kind of thing. If you haven't watched it, even if you're like me and don't like horror movies all that much, it's just so much fun. It really truly is. So give it a look. Highly, highly recommended. Megan is just she's so extra. I love it. Okay. There we go. There we go. So now we're getting back to maybe not. Okay. Well, this is how things go sometimes. This is just life. This is me trying to find a job outside of retail. This is this is what my life has become, right? That's where we're at. This is like the perfect metaphor for everything going on right now. But yeah, I hope you guys are having a good weekend. I don't know what I'm gonna do this weekend, man. The problem is even if the job is really not that hard, I get so tired. I get so wiped out after 6 hours of just standing there. And tomorrow I'm gonna be in customer service. That's gonna be fun. I say falling to my death. Please just do this to me in real life. Just knock me down into the bog. I'll become the swamp thing. I don't mind. It's where I belong. It's my home. Here we go. Yeah, but yeah, we'll stream at some point. But yeah, it's just I don't know what else I want to do. My problem is like all of my shows have ended, so I have to find new shows, and I don't really know what's up. I guess I could go through and look and see if there's anything good this season on Crunchyroll. You know, ever since G-Witch ended, I really haven't had a whole lot of anime to watch. I'm not watching Chainsaw Man or anything like that because I'm already like way ahead of that on the manga, right? I read that just about every week. So yeah, it's just I don't know if anything looks good this season. I don't even know if the season has started. But I could definitely use some new anime and definitely some new K-dramas. You guys know me, I love my K-dramas. So now that Alchemy of Souls is done, it's basically been like rewatching some of my old favorites like Hotel del Luna or just scouring Netflix trying to find something else. I did watch Love and Leashes, which is pretty good. I feel like that was a is interesting. Felt felt like I was back on Balmung, but it was cute. It was charming, I guess, in its own way. Yeah, I need something else. I need something more of like a series that I can just kind of like binge watch. You know, I tend to like my romantic K-dramas, but it doesn't have to be. I like my fantasy and stuff too. The only thing that like I'm not like a huge fan of is just straight period drama. I don't think that's really for me. You know, Alchemy of Souls was a period drama, but only to a point. I mean, it had the action, it had the magic, it had the romance, it had the fantasy. See, it was a little bit of everything. That one's like kind of the exception, I think. And it's like a period, but it's not a real life period. Like it's a fictional country that they're all in, right? So, yeah, that's kind of my thing. Yeah, I tried watching what was it? Tomorrow, and it was okay. You know, I'm not a big fan of like procedurals, but it was all right. I ended up stopping it once Alchemy of Souls started. That kind of sucked me in, and yeah, it was good, but it wasn't something that like I felt like I was like sitting on the edge of my seat waiting to see what was going to happen for the next episode, right? Definitely not Alchemy of Souls. Definitely not Hotel Del Luna for sure. So I just need another series like that, honestly, more than anything else. Alice in Borderland ended, so I don't have that available anymore. I'm just out of stuff to watch. And that's like my go-to outside of stream. Like when I'm not playing FF14, then I'm just like watching stuff on Netflix and I'm out of stuff to watch. You know, even half the time I'm watching it while I'm playing 14. I've got it on my second monitor. So I've been looking through old Seinfeld reruns. Like that's really what most of my watching has been lately. I've never actually watched Seinfeld. That was like just barely before my time. So like there would be reruns and stuff on that my parents would watch and they really liked it. But like I was too young to really get a lot of it. And now that I'm old enough to get it and with Seinfeld memes becoming a thing now, I figured I would go through. I think I'm on like season 3, which is like when it really starts to kick off into the Seinfeld that we know. I'm enjoying it. You know, I made the I made the crafter meme the other day for Twitter. I was proud of that. It didn't do numbers or anything like that, but you know, it was fun. I worked on it. It's something a little bit different. I don't make nearly enough memes. I'm not. I don't know if I'm just not funny enough or just not that much of a clout chaser. So okay, there we go. Well, thankfully this opening part I think I've got down pretty well. There we go. Alrighty. Alright. Just it's that one that's the tricky part for me. I'm like overdoing it a little bit. Or underdoing it, I think. By hitting the bottom or the top, it's really kind of hard for me to tell. There we go. Okay, back to it. It's been 30 minutes and here we are. And okay, that's fine. This is fine. Okay. Let's get up here a little bit. But yeah, I am excited to get my first couple paychecks. Finally get a little bit of financial security after a while. But I'm mostly excited to finally start investing in my rig and everything. So I do already have my character and everything that I want. It's just I don't have like a design made or anything like that. Like I've never made a pre-design. So whoever's doing this is basically going to have to design it from scratch, which is going to kind of I don't know how much people on Fiverr really require that. So we'll just have to wait and see. Like that's what I'm going to do is there are a couple of artists on Fiverr that I really like and they're actually very reasonable. Like my budget is like $200, right? It's just I'm really worried about whether or not they're going to ask for a design and then they're just doing their rendition of it or whatever, right? Like if they need like a previous design like spec sheet or something, I got nothing to give them. Like I absolutely nothing. But if they're willing to do the design, like I said, I'll do the rigging. I just need the PSD files. But it seemed like most of them were okay with that. So we'll see. And it seemed like there were a couple that were within my price range that I think could probably charge significantly more. But we'll just have to just send out some emails and see and give it a shot. If it works, it works. If it doesn't, it doesn't. Oh man, I'm undercutting it too much. Okay, there we go. God, this game is gonna just finally destroy this controller, I think. I'm surprised. This controller, I've had it for God, 7, 8 years now. So it's been going strong. I'm pretty happy with it. The old school Xbox wired controller. I can't complain. It lasted way longer than I thought it would. It's a birthday gift from my ex. So that's how long it's been. There we go. Oh, man. Almost. Okay. Oh my god. I keep doing that. I keep going the wrong way. Okay. I think, like I said, I think I'm just tired, man. It's amazing how doing absolutely nothing but standing and talking for a few hours can just wipe a person out, right? Like, it's not even like I go in like super hyped for the job or anything like that and like want to improve myself and do well. Like I feel like I've already kind of given off the air that like I genuinely do not give two shits about this job as long as it's fairly easy and they give me and they don't load me with hours. Like that's really all I ask. But like if I ended up getting let go or something, it's also like not a big deal. Like I feel like that has actually like that attitude. I know there's probably a lot of people, certain type of boomer on Twitter would be like, I don't know about work ethic. Like, I don't know, man. Like I feel like that attitude has actually helped me quite a bit more in terms of like being relied on than anything else. It's like you go in and if everyone there is perfectly well aware that like this job is a cakewalk to you and you were probably being underpaid and then I feel like it's more like a kind of a respect thing where it's like they know they can rely on you but they also don't want to push the boundaries too much. So it's like, yeah, it's like I'm gonna be there for my coworkers and whatnot, right? Like I'm not gonna leave them out to dry or anything. Like I'm not that kind of worker. But they also know like they're also willing to respect my time because of it. And that to me is like the most important thing is that is that yeah, they just respect my time and respect the fact that I've got other stuff going on. If they can do that, then I think we'll get along just fine. This doesn't, and the streaming thing doesn't even include all of the books I've still got to write. Those things, I haven't talked about that in a while, have I? It just kind of goes to show you how it's been going on that front. I never did hear back about that short story that I put out on submission. It's still out. I mean, it says it's still in progress, but yeah, I haven't heard anything about it lately. So I'm just gonna assume it didn't make the cut, and they just never sent me out a confirmation email or a rejection letter. It happens. That's just how it goes. If you're gonna be writing short stories for like actual pay, you start submitting to these journals and stuff, you get used to it pretty easily. You put something out there, wait 3 months, still don't hear anything, and then you just kind of like, well, I guess maybe I should submit it elsewhere. That it's where it's like 6 months later, you finally get that rejection letter, even though it's like 2 issues from when you originally submit. That's another pretty common one. It's like you get an email and you're like, man, I forgot I even submit to those guys. When was that? I don't know. I'm happy with it though. It's a short story I really like. I think someone would pick it up. Maybe. I don't know. Journals are always interesting because they're all about like pushing the boundaries of the art or whatever, right? And I do pretty basic storytelling. Like I like the stories that I tell, but I don't think they're going to be anything innovative, right? Like I'm a writer who is very, very blatant about the fact that I write to entertain. I write for that little bit of escapism for people, right? So, yeah, it's one of those tricky situations where it's just I don't know if it's good enough for journals, but it's not long enough to go to like a traditional like novel submission or anything like that, right? Ooh. Okay, so this one I've got to figure out. This one's gonna be tricky. Too much, too much. That's fine. Okay, two. Okay. Oh God. Need to start doing what everyone else does and like count myself off while I'm streaming, right? Here we go. Yeah, it's just yeah, it's tricky. Like I'm very much in that commercial writer mindset more than anything else. Like I'm very much just a commercial mainstream writer. That's all I really want to aspire to be. I'm not here to be the next Mark Twain or do anything like super insightful. If people get that kind of thing out of what I write, then that's great. I hope they do. But it's really not really just my prose style is not like that, I guess you should say. Like my prose style is not that innovative, which is fine. Not everyone has to be, right? There we go. There we go. Now we're starting to make some progress. Okay. Too much, too much, too much, too much. That's fine. That's fine. There we go. So I've got that figured out, huh? So is it over there on the left? Is that how I get my hat? Is that where I need to go? Let's give it a shot. Why not? Okay. No luck. Well, it was worth the exploration. I don't know where all of the hidden rooms and all of that are in here. Okay. All right. But yeah, that's the tricky part is like a lot of journals, especially because so many of like the big journals are run by universities. So like they want that kind of artisty stuff, right? They don't want to teach they don't want to teach their students about commercial writing because then they would have to actually teach how commercial writing works and have to actually teach business stuff with writing, which is no fun. What? Teach people how an ISBN works? Oh, we could never do that. So, yeah, it's tricky. Yeah, a lot of those journals are very much looking for the stereotypical art student kind of kind of prose, right? Which is very different than what I write. Like I've been very I feel like open about it. Like I write very similarly to Neil Gaiman. Not necessarily like my style, but in terms of like prose level, right? Like what kind of reading level is it? Like how difficult is it really to like parse through what I'm saying? I don't use a lot of flowery prose. I don't use like a ton of crazy vocabulary. I want people to be able to actually read it, right? Here we go. It's not literary fiction. There is the literary fiction that does that kind of stuff, right? That's where you start getting into, your kinds of awards fiction and that kind of thing. A visit from the Goon Squad or some McCormick McCarthy stuff, those kind of things. I'm more in the vein of Stephen King, Neil Gaiman. Hey, here's a fun story. I hope you enjoy it. Give me money. Like that's where I am at. Okay, so I need a little bit more juice there. There we go. Okay, not enough juice. Got it. Okay, that last one's gonna be kind of tricky. I'm not gonna lie. Okay, here we go. There we go. All right. Well, at least we're at this point. At least we are somewhat out of the bog. That can change at any minute, but it's not as bad as it was. There we go. I'm slowly figuring out the muscle memory for this point and really kind of getting a hang of like how much I need to hold for certain jumps. Yeah, see that's too much. Yeah. Yeah, it's fine. This is fine. I'm scared of Poison Town, Blight Town, whatever you want to call it. Blight Town's Dark Souls. Might as well be the same thing. Here we go. Okay. Figuring out that little skip has probably helped out the most, I think, for where we're at right now. Here we go, I'll get back down there. Just doing the full jump there, getting that platform. That's a game changer. That prevents a lot of bad things from happening here. But this jump, like it looks like it should be about the same, but it's not. There we go. And that one looks like it should be a quick jump, but it's not. I don't like how, like, there's a little bit of physics there. Like, you can't just, like, walk off and go down like a traditional platformer. You really have to like, jump your way down. I mean, I guess that's why it's called Jump King, right? There we go. Okay, so that, I don't know what's going on there. Hmm. Hmm. Yeah, how are we going to do this? Now, I feel like, no, because you're gonna hit the top no matter what, aren't you? Hmm. Yeah, you're gonna hit that top part no matter what, so gotta be. Hmm. I was thinking about this, seeing if maybe I could skip that highest one there, but I don't think you can. Yeah, no. go. All right, back we go. Back we go. Okay. Alrighty. Oh, forgot my own shortcut. There we go. Oh God. Down we go. Well, it's better than going below there and having to do those 3 platforms again, I think. Like this is reasonable. This I don't have to mold about. This I can handle. Here we go. Okay. Oh, forgot my own shortcut again. All right. Okay. It's nice they've got that big platform there. That was a lot kinder than they needed to be, to be completely honest. Okay, there we go. Okay, yeah. How am I gonna handle that third one there? Oh, too much, too much. That was my bad. I'm too busy trying to be a streamer. Okay, put a little more on it. Man, I don't know what was going on there. Okay. I thought there was more music than this. If this is how the streams are going to be, I'm going to have to go back through and try and find my my license-free music that I had on here, right? I've still got it. I think it's even saved to this scene, but I don't have the copyright info actually saved on this info screen, and I've got to have that on here for anything like that. So we'll deal for now. For next time, we'll have to try and keep it in mind. Yeah, yeah, you can tell. And it's not even 7 o'clock, and you can kind of tell how tired I am. I mean, to be fair, I did get up a lot earlier than I normally do. Like, I'm actually on a somewhat normal sleep schedule for right now, which is practically unheard of. You guys are well aware. There we go. No. Okay. All right. So yeah, no more 2 a.m. Streams for me for at least a little bit. Here we go. If you would like the return of the 2 a.m. streams, please like, subscribe so I can make my own schedule once again. Okay, there we go. There we go. I'd like to make some emotes and that kind of thing. Like, I don't have a membership available. I feel like we don't have quite enough viewers to do that yet. But if we start reaching that point, then like, yeah, okay, there we go. Then yeah, we'll make some emotes and that kind of thing and really kind of spruce things up. I need to go through and really maybe redo the top banner, just kind of spruce it up. I don't mind the fact that it's like my signature, but it feels still kind of empty. It still feels very basic. So, fill out a little bit of the design and try and just spruce it up. Yeah, nothing super fancy. I'm not the best graphic designer in the world. I mean, you guys can see my thumbnails. But I feel like I'm competent enough to maybe come up with a little bit better than that. It doesn't have to be super professional, but there we go. But at least make it look like an actual channel. Oh, too much, too much. I could tell that was too much right off the bat. I could feel that one in my bones. Okay. Full jump, mid jump, full, little light touch, full. Okay. Thankfully, this section's like a lot of like fulls. Fulls in like 3/4, I would say. There we go. Hey. So what do we got here? All right, so that's gonna be a full. Nice, nice. Oh my God, we made it. We made it to the colossal drain. Now we're still not over because we've got a while to go. I was hoping to at least get to Blighttown, but I do have a little bit more that I've got to get done tonight. It's just some more just very basic stuff in a couple things that I have to get done in 14. Oh, man. Man, we were doing so well. We were doing so well. Okay, if I can get back up to the colossal terrain, I think that'll call it. But yeah, I've got some events I got to work tonight in 14. I did finally start going back through and working on my crafters. Like I have most crafters, right? But I was still missing, I think, 4. So I finally started leveling up my goldsmith. I still need leatherworking, armorer, and blacksmith. But the downside of doing all of that is like I made a fair amount of money to make up for my housing purchase, and then I immediately had to spend it all getting all of my leveling gear for my crafters, right? But thankfully now that I've got a set, I can use that set for all of my future crafters that I got to work on. But yeah, it was rough. I ended up spending a lot more than I wanted. There we go. Oh, nice. Nice. So how am I gonna handle this? Yeah. Yeah, this is gonna be tricky. It's not quite a full jump. There we go. All right. Yeah, let's get up here where I feel relatively safe, and then we'll call it for the night. But yeah, I made the house was the 3.5 million or whatever, right? Plus a little bit extra, so I was down to about 5K, whatever I was on my housing stream. And then yeah, it ended up having to spend almost all of that on on my crafting gear. Not even the top end stuff. Like the top end stuff, like current level of crafting is like 12 million or some crazy shit. This was just like the mid-range stuff, like to do the Ishgardian restoration while I level. So like the level 40 stuff and the level 53 stuff, because it's all got to be high quality for the macros and everything. So yeah, I ended up having to burn through practically everything that I made. But yeah, I just wanted to hop in here and say hi and hello and have a nice little stream to kind of wind down for the day. I could keep going tonight, but I kind of want to keep Jump King as a nice game to just play whenever I'm out of work. If I'm tired at the end of the day, like it's not a game that I have to really think about a whole lot, and I could just kind of come here and chat and just hang out with you guys. So it's a very low pressure stream. I don't want to rush through the first babe in one single session. So we'll go ahead and call it here. We'll be back at some point. I am off on Sunday, so I'm gonna try streaming on Sunday. I don't know what we're gonna stream yet. We'll figure it out, but look for that at some point. But yeah, thanks a ton for hopping in and just kind of hanging out with me. Like I said, if you want to help me get out of retail, like, subscribe. If you do super chats or anything like that, I try reading them on stream. But every little bit counts, every little bit of support. If not, that's perfectly fine. There's plenty of other YouTubers if I'm not your thing, but I do appreciate you stopping in anyways. So, you know, that's what it's all about, man. All right, you guys have a good night. Hopefully your work day goes better than mine, but that's where we're at. There's a life update. All right, take care, everyone.